Okay, YouTube is spinning up. Cool. Grab our baby sticks.
Baby sticks.
Stacks on stacks. This whole savings time thing messing us all up. Alright.
You just want them staggered like that?
Sure.
Okay.
It'll be fine. Launches.
Me too, me too.
You too.
Thanks. We left this out here. And the cat
Cats is
slept
sleeping
on it.
Yep, very good, very good.
We're good at keeping our things clean.
Deck box. Aloha to you, Haru. How's it going? As our first commenter, is there a Beyblade combo you want to see us check out, talk about?
Your YouTube box, blue box, still says created and balanced Beyblade decks.
Oh, right. Good. Chilling until the spells arrive. Guilty along in his fortress volcanic dash. The volcanic dash is not in our collection. It's one of the few parts we actually don't have.
Yeah, there's not many that we don't have. That and what was the chip you were just talking about?
A bunch of sparking stuff we don't have.
Oh, I meant
For
like
course.
at the tournament you were saying that if you had something you would
Yeah,
swap it
it's
for
one of the
Spriggan?
sparking cores.
Oh, it's sparking. Okay.
Diabolos
Diabolos, that's the one.
from Sparking Generation. So yeah, good old Guilty. You like Guilty Longinus, hey? Why do you prefer Volcanic? You definitely have a fortress around here somewhere.
He might be attached. Weren't we using it in the last week's thing?
We're using it in the tournament.
We have all the tournament bays back in here? We should.
Am I missing a tub? I don't see a tub. Oh, there's two tubs over
Can't believe you started streaming when you're not even organized.
there. Right? I
yet.
wasn't super prepped. There it is.
Found it? Do you want those other microphones?
No, that's for when we're
The
using the
little
phone.
snowball?
Yeah, the snowball will be fine. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. If you're relying on Guilty's shape and design the metal sections to do the work rather than trying to rely on the rubber, or if you have a little bit of struggle getting the rubber to work well, Guilty definitely, more than any other attack type, can handle that speed and aggression and still be rather effective. I tend to be putting it on Explosion lately just for fun. What bay came with Volcanic Dash? I might have to add it to our list of things we have to get. So if you are running into a guilty, let's actually get this going first before I start saying that.
This says that it came with the B128 Josie customized set.
Josie customized set. Volcanic Dash. That's gonna be a harder one to find. Alright. So yes, if you are running into a guilty longinus on any base really, but especially if you're running it onto one with a higher stamina base than average, so going with something like Explosion or Volcanic instead of going with Extreme Dash, a response to that is always good to use something like a Prominence. So we're going to try that out here. B is going to grab Prominence.
I got it. Yeah, so one came with the B128 Crash Ragnarok, but of course you were right, Haru. The other one came with Poison Dragon.
Poison Dragon.
What are you looking for, my dear?
My Spider-Man launcher. There it is. Alright. So I'm going to run this longinus and try to knock B out, and B is resisting it with her Prominence on. This is going to be on Bearing Drift with Over. This is a really strong left spin fighting combination in the defensive system. 3, 2, 1. But you can never necessarily counter knockouts.
Rubber mat over there.
Rubber mat for our slippage.
Reducing the slippage.
I meant to hit the test stream button. I hit the go live button, so
we're live.
Live. A little bit not ready. 3, 2, 1. There we go. The resistance of Prominence should help reduce and mitigate attack types, but it doesn't always work. This is what we saw in our most recent tournament. We had a player basically do this combo trying to fight a guilty, and the guilty came along and got 3 knockouts in a row, which is really why defense is failing.
We've got TikTok up too. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Esco. What are combos in Beyblade? Beyblades come with multiple parts, and so a combo is what that combination of parts is, and you can change them up.
Yes, Beyblades are made up of currently up to, or somewhere around 5-6 parts, depending on the Beyblade. 3 to, I guess technically you could do 2 to 6 parts, doing all sorts of different combinations. We are taking people's combos that they've come up with and testing them out or talking about our experience with them. We are in the competitive Beyblade scene, and we run tournaments and whatnot, so we've seen a lot of things and have a lot of advice on people on how to use their
the build. You're
stuff.
Right. Yeah, build combo. And hello to Fafnir over on YouTube.
Hey.
You ready?
Okay. Yep. 3, 2, 1.
There goes my armor.
There goes your armor. Did what it was supposed to do.
Thank you. Absorb that attack and stop me from getting destroyed.
And now I shouldn't actually knock you out. So this is the big reason why defense types are not used very much in the competitive scene, and that is because attack types are still able to be knocking them out. So we saw 2 knockouts already, so in an active tournament right now, Prominence already would have lost. But this is one of the most reliable builds to try and fight up against a surprise attack combination.
We've got a question over there. Would Zeal on the Phoenix be a better driver versus Guilty? What do you think?
Zeal would give you more defense. So if you're specifically targeting Guilty, yes. If you were to switch over to Zeal on that should be here. Zeal has some nice rubber in its base, but still has the free spinning disc. That's still going to give it the extended stamina that we're looking for, but it is going to, with the rubberish base, it won't move as far when it takes hits. It'll grip onto the stadium floor a little bit better, and that might resist it from those knockouts a little bit stronger.
We will look at your combo next there, Boogie.
Okay.
Johnny asks, what's the best Beyblade that you have, in your opinion?
The best Beyblade, the strongest tournament-capable Beyblade that I use on the regular is going to be
Dynamite
this guy
Perseus?
right here. Yep. Where's that driver? I just took off of you.
Don't worry about it right now.
Alright. Well, it's Dynamite Perseus plus F with a usually illegal and then bearing drift as the base is the strongest, most reliable Beyblade. It's the one that you pull out when you don't know what you're going to be fighting. 3, 2, 1. In tournaments, you'll use that if you don't know what you're going up against because it can beat almost everything. Or at least tie it, and that's kind of the point that you're looking for in tournament play. So as we can see, those hits were hitting, and Zeal was causing it to not move as far. Zeal will have problems against other combinations, but yes, very specifically when fighting against Guilty, we're going to find that Zeal is able to take those wins a little bit better. We do use Zone Dash plus Z for defense types quite regularly. Zone Dash plus Z is one of the better drivers for that. I like that and Moment as the two defense kind of combos there. What was that combo that somebody wanted to see? Prominence.
Prominence, Belial 2, Tampered Bearing.
Okay. Okay. Let's
Tapered, probably. Tampered.
Tapered. Auto spell tapered.
If you know, you know. Top Floor said that the original Beyblades are a lot different than the new versions. Definitely.
So.
We have the remakes of the plastic gen, which are pretty cool. They've made them into burst, which is fun. That Beyblade guy also has another one. If we want to make it for countering the other.
For countering the other one.
Sure.
All right, my collection is a little bit on
Everything's a little bit messy
side.
right now. Here we go.
We've done a couple of tournaments and a couple of things that's thrown off that. So there's the
Belial 2.
Belial 2, the Prominence Armor. I'm looking for the Prominence Lair.
We have the armor, but not the layer.
Yeah.
Tapered, Bearing Dash, and then that Beyblade guide said Roar, Fafnir, Illegal Kick. Roar, Fafnir, 0, Illegal Kick.
Or Fafnir.
Yeah. Fafnir it up in here.
Break that apart for Roar.
Sure. Breaking apart my kitty for Roar. Oh, it's real stuck at the moment.
You gotta squeeze the things at the right angle. There's the Prominence. Prominence, Belial. What was the armor on that?
Prominence, Belial. Belial 2, Tapered Bearing.
Oh, so he didn't list it.
You pick a number.
Sure. I'll put 10 on there, because 10 works really well with Prominence.
Okay, so we needed the Roar. Here should be...
Tapered.
Kitty,
Grip.
let's go.
Kids like, I don't want to come apart. It was a Fafnir, right?
Yes.
Our Fafnirs are always free, because we never use them in any combos. On Roar and Fafnir, we would probably go with a 0.
Hi, Big Mac. He says, me and my cousins were playing yesterday.
Nice.
We are playing today.
Playing with my cousins is what got me originally into it. They got Beyblades before I did, when we were like 6 or 8 years old or something like that, and
Really
they were
young,
playing what armor or weight disc? Oh, wait, illegal
0.
kick. Illegal kick. Right.
0 illegal kick.
Yeah, 0 illegal kick.
Hi, Jose. Welcome to the stream.
So they were playing with Beyblades on their wood floor,
Ah.
and they would rip, and the Beyblades would go together and clink and go apart, and they thought that was amazing. Which is hilarious. And then I came in with a bowl, and that blew their minds.
Using a
And
bowl?
then we actually got a stadium. Alright, so you got a Prominence, Belial 2, that's going to come with a Burst Stopper, so that's 2 levels of resistance to bursting, both the armor plus the Burst Stopper. Tapered is going to give you that long life after death, and then Bearing Drift also extreme stamina at the end. That's going up against a opposite spin, which is what Prominence is good at, Fafnir, with Illegal and Kick. You're saying this counters that one. I'd be surprised.
No, someone was just also
someone was
building
also
a
just
combo,
building.
so I
Gotcha.
said
Okay.
just...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can try these against each other. That one's going to win. And I can say that simply because this is an excellent left spin counter, and we are running a left spin bay here.
Hi, Gillette.
3, 2, 1.
Where do you get the launchers?
So this launcher came with the B203 set. We got these as a special release. You can get them from Beys and Bricks and things like that. I don't know if they're still available. We got this one and this one with that. It's a dual pack. That were really nice. The blue launcher came with the Savior Valkyrie.
It's underneath that chair over there. But any of the websites that sell Beyblades definitely has launchers that you can buy. Oh, we've got a couple. MH, Mizuki, and Godzilla have some combos next, so we will do those after we get a couple more test battles in with these guys.
As we saw here, oh, you were using this guy.
Yeah.
This gun is going to be beating opposite spin combinations very powerfully. Let's do a second battle of that, and then we're going to show how it handles a same spin combo and where it weakens. 3, 2, 1. So in opposite spin direction, that means one is spinning right, which is prominence, and one is spinning left, which is roar. They're spinning opposite directions, and so every time they hit, whichever one is moving slower speeds up the one that's moving faster. And the one that's moving faster slows... the one moving slower speeds up, and the one moving faster slows down, is how this works in opposite spin battles. Prominence has very large sides and a smooth outer section, and then a free spinning base there that is really good at handling these last couple of seconds of the fight. So they're going to go until the very end, and then when they have no more stamina, this one just has a little bit more rotation in it than this one has when they're fighting in opposite spin battles. So that's where this is going to struggle a bit. If we're to fight this one in a same spin battle, so let's try that.
Okay. Yeah, Lingo, Mall of Toys, Beys and Bricks, Beyblade Premier, those are legitimate websites.
Yeah, we use all of those websites.
It depends on where you are. If you're not in the United States, you have to shop around a little bit more for different websites. Look for something that's shipping right from Japan.
3, 2, 1. This is going to be a same spin battle where prominence struggles a little bit. I am using a pure defensive combination here on Chain Knight with Moment Dash. Moment Dash is a fantastic defense driver that works really well. For another combo, Burst, Spriggan, Spread Dash, Quattro Dash, 10. Sure.
We also have a request for Burst Valkyrie,
So-
one Nexus plus S High Extend.
As we saw here, Knight just absolutely destroyed this.
Yep.
What you're doing, anytime you're using Prominence, you need to fight an opposite spin. It almost never works in same spin battle, but it's really also up to the driver. This driver is also an opposite spin driver where it improves, so you're going to struggle every time with that, and you need to know about that when you're running your deck. In tournaments, you tend to have a 3 Beyblade deck, and you should know what to fight with which of your bays. And so if you're running a Prominence, Prominence is really good. It's one of the best defensive combos. Chain isn't that good, but I defeated it easily knowing how to counter it, knowing what the difference is there. So I did have a request
Yeah, go ahead.
on here, so that was
We got a few. We're gonna try and get through all of them. So if we've missed you, don't stress about it. Boogie, you can't win them all. It is a great combo, but definitely you want to go against opposite spin directions when you're using it if you can.
So that was Burst, Spriggan. Do you want Spriggan 1 or Spriggan 2 there, Haru? Probably Spriggan 2, because Spriggan 1 isn't nearly as good. Spread Dash.
Yeah, 2 he says.
Yes. There's our Spriggan.
And then do you want to use one of the ones that we've already built up against that?
I have to think about it, because I have to think about what this combo will do. He said it was on 10, so we're going to steal that.
This is why sometimes it's hard to find the parts, because they just get tossed into a bucket. And
They're
then
just
you have to remember what
tossed
bucket
into
you
a
put them
bucket.
in. Are there different angled bowls or just a standard one? Asked Alton Lockhart.
There are lots of bowls.
There are definitely lots of different types. I can grab a couple of other examples.
Quattro Dash. Where's my spread? I was using it in our balanced Beyblade video. Building balanced combos, so it should be on one of those combos.
So let's take a look at some differently shaped stadiums. This guy here has like a deep ridge with angled sides, so it's unless you have enough speed, you're not going to be able to get up onto that ridge, but if you do, you might get stuck up in here and then pop back in and hit them.
Called the vertical drop.
This guy, it's kind of a big oval, again with some ridges, so if you get up onto one of the small ridges, you might go around and then come down the other side. So the slopes and the angles are slightly different here as well. And then there's some like this. It's a little bit harder to kind of see with the glare. but they have a couple of different types of pockets. This is the standard that is used in tournaments.
Literally called the Takara Standard Stadium.
Yep.
Alright, so if we're talking a metal ball Spriggan on burst, this is a stamina combination with defensive capabilities. We got it on spread there to be able to handle itself from attack types as well as do a decent deal against same spin direction stamina types. So we're going to try this up against this combo here.
Let's go. That's a left spin.
This space. There's going to be same spin direction stamina types, so you have to rip as hard as you can if you're fighting same spin direction stamina types. 3, 2, 1. The nice thing about the metal ball base is that very low friction, and every hit reduces your spin less than it reduces your opponent's spin, assuming they're not also on a metal base. So that's what's really good here on the Spriggan. The Spriggan also has rubber on around the outside, which allows it to spin steal if it's in the opposite spin direction. This is not. This is same spin. I've responded with a Cyclone Dragon, which does a bounding gimmick and recoil. Constantly on every hit, it twists instead of just being stationary. This will absorb a lot of the hits from the rubber on the opposing Beyblade. Mine has Moon on it, which gives it a little bit of extra spin at the end of a fight, and gives it that little bit also on Bearing Dash to have a little bit more stamina. So this is a combo you're not going to see very often in tournaments. People would be very surprised if you pulled this out, but it has a surprisingly good same spin direction battle potential. 3, 2, 1, shoot. This Spriggan looks like the base swapped to a different mode. There's a problem with our Quattro driver where the base doesn't hold on very well and doesn't stay in its form, which is why we don't use our Quattro dash very often. So I think this went into its attack mode, which will actually win this fight because this thing isn't built to fight attack types. Oh, it might still hold on though.
Yeah,
it did.
Still get some extra spins there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It slipped over to the rubber base. We don't tend to
our
use
base is pretty
our
unreliable
base for that.
one, unfortunately.
Have to get ourselves a new Zest Achilles to have a useful Quattro dash. So I'd like to use your combo and be able to talk too much about it. It is a solid combo that works quite well. You can change its spin direction nicely because of the Spriggan, so if you're dealing with a tournament where you can switch the spin directions, this one works really well, because again, it works better if you're fighting an opposite spin opponent.
Hi, Mark.
Definitely, yeah, as you said, all-around go-tour that works pretty well.
Okay, next one up. MH Mizuke is asking for Burst Valkyrie 1, Nexus plus S,
Burst
High
Valkyrie
Extend
1.
plus 9.
Plus 9.
Plus dash 9.
9 is an interesting choice on that. The rest of it all made sense as you were saying it. I was like, yeah, that's a legit combo. But then you said 9, and that is throwing me off. Just because of the shape of Burst doesn't match the shape of 9. And usually if you're building a deck, you would want a little bit more synergy there onto the
Danielle
armor.
wants to see a different stadium. Where's the one with lights?
It should be in there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find my Valkyrie 1 to be able to build that combo. I was just using it the other day. It should be an Astral.
I don't see the lights. It's not out there on the shelf?
I don't see it.
We didn't bring it to the tournament, did we?
Nope. Okay, you find Spriggan 1 then. I'll find it.
Yes, me, who is so good
Or,
at identifying all of the Beyblade parts. Valkyrie 1. All right. We are looking for a Valkyrie chip. We might need to give up on that because it takes way too long to find some of these parts when they get lost.
I found it like right away.
Where was it?
This is literally the first one.
What the hell? Alright, let's move this guy out of the way. Let's get some shiny lights up in here. I don't know what that Beyblade looks
Should be right. No, that's not it. Where's Valkyrie 1?
Hey, if you have other people that have Hasbro Beyblades that you are playing with, they are perfectly good fun to play with.
We have a good time every time we use our Hasbro Beys. We don't have a bad time. Where Hasbro struggles is if you're comparing it to the Takara products, but you're also paying so much more for the Takara products. That is the cost to fun ratio really that significant? We say it's not that much.
Hello, Eclipse Emoji Cat.
Alright, the remote should be on there. Eclipse Emoji Cat.
Eclipse Emoji Cat. On. It's not working.
Oh, I might have put it in the wrong way. I forgot there's like a specific side it goes on to. Yeah, there we go. Line the arrows up, push it together. On?
Is it plugged in? Plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
It's not working.
Is this unplugged? We worked so hard to get this is unplugged. Right here. There we go. Ah, it's blinding. All right.
Right in your eyeballs.
Right in my eyeballs.
There we
Oh
go.
man, recover from that. Blink, blink, blink.
Cool. I like the lights. They're fun. Good time.
I have like 3 Valkyrie 1s. Why can't I find any of them? There's one. Valkyrie 1.
Here you go. Success. All right.
Such success. Great success. There's a 9 armor.
We got Burst Valkyrie 1, Nexus plus S, High Extend plus Dash.
Burst was in the other stadium. Where'd you put it?
There wasn't anything in the other stadium when I moved it.
Okay, it's here. Nexus?
Nexus.
This isn't Burst. This is Astro.
Wind, Kerbeus, Zero Karma, Atomic is another. We don't have Salamander. We did do Guilty with Explosion already. We might circle back to that one again later.
Burst. Spriggan 1. Nexus plus S. There's an S gear. There's Nexus. What was the base?
I have to scroll 1 second. Please. Mizuke says...
Oh, high extend plus dash.
Yes, high extend.
Yes. Coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. This is a very reliable combo. Same spin direction, stamina type. Using that Nexus plus S to up its stamina as a bit of a more outward weight distribution. Using the rubber bits, it's going to have the bounding gimmick, so it'll resist attack types pretty well without snapping. Let's see how it handles a Guilty here, but we're going to put the Guilty onto Destroy because we're in this stadium, and Explosion doesn't work well on the stadium, so let's check that out right there.
Over 1,000, David. That is a lot of Beyblades, my friend.
Over 1,000?
That's what he says.
We only have a couple hundred.
We still have a lot of Beyblades. Alright, this boy be a left spin.
Left spin attack type on a plastic base. The reason we switch to a plastic base instead of a rubber base is when you're dealing with the DB stadium, it is really hard on rubber bases. 3, 2, 1. Where plastic bases like Destroy Dash are able to do that with an easy knockout. Just popped me. It did a hit, put me up on the upper lip, came around and smacked me right out of the stadium, which is what you're looking for from those attack types. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Not looking to do that. You also have this set up wrong. The holes should not be right in your opposite.
Limited space, and you just unplugged her.
I just
What is the longest spinning one, and how long will it spin by itself? That's a good question.
It was definitely be Dynamite on Bearing Drift. Would be the longest spinning combo.
Can just spin forever.
For sure. How long does it spin for? Way too long to do on a stream because that would just be boring.
Alright.
3, 2, 1. Popping me right out. So I was trying to show this thing's example of being able to handle attack types, but again, attack types do what attack types want. 3, 2, 1, go! It's supposed to resist, go down to the center, and be nice and happy down there. The attack type is supposed to try and come in and knock them up, but not be able to do much about it. And
Nice. Good hits, good hits.
Stadium's getting a little bit of excitement going on.
What color of Beyblades do you like the best?
What color of Beyblades? I like orange Beyblades.
Orange.
I'm an orange guy. So that's what this base is supposed to do. Be able to hold on, resist the attacks, and take out its opponent without getting knocked out. 3, 2, 1, go! But the knockout life is real. What this Beyblade should struggle against would be something probably like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another Valkyrie 1, this time on Cyclone. Cyclone Valkyrie 1. 3, 2, 1, go! So again, the nice thing about when you're using Cyclone, it works pretty well to go up against enemies with rubber bases, or rubber on their layer. Ooh.
Ooh.
That was bad for me. You're gonna take that one quite easily.
Well, that was me.
That was me. You were that one. Was it?
No.
You're right.
You gave me Cyclone.
Yes.
You won that one.
I was not. I was not supposed to win that one. That one's supposed to win this.
Okay,
Something
okay.
weird happened there. 3, 2, 1, go!
He forgot which Beyblade he was playing with.
It happens.
My favorite color is green. We don't have a lot of green Beyblades.
There aren't a lot of green Beyblades. If you really think about it, there are Draceels.
Draceels, all the Draceels are green.
In Dynamite Battle, there's no green Beyblades.
There's this, green.
A little bit of green on it. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. It should get torn apart pretty well by something that can take advantage of fighting its same spin direction rubber sections.
So one that Mark says would be a funny, interesting one to look at that someone else is recommending over here. Can you try Gatling Belial 3 Shot? Low or high mode?
Sure!
We like Shot. Shot is fun to play with.
Sure, we can try that silly combination. Gatling, Belial 3.
Do we have Valtric?
We do. We were just using 2 different Valkyries.
2 different Valkyries. Yeah, Valkyrie, Valtric. They are the same. One is just Hasbro and one is Takara.
What was... Okay, give me a shot.
Where be it?
Big blue base, probably in... over there.
Over here? The bouncy base, right?
The bouncy base.
Where should she be? This guy.
Your
Shot.
shot, and what was the armor?
You pick.
I pick. Alright, let's go
It's a
with
Gatling
4.
Belial 3. Shot is a tanky driver. Kerbeus is green. You're right. Yep.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yep.
you are correct. Shane Kerbeus. Right here. Green and purple. This is the only green bay.
Wind Kerbeus, 0 Karma Atomic. You want to fight that one? Or Guilty Longinus, Nexus plus S, Metal Extreme -2.
Win Kerbeus. With what?
0 Karma Atomic.
0 karma.
And then we'll get the Guilty back in there in a few minutes. A lot of Guilty requests. We'll mix those in.
People love their guilties. 0 should be over here. That was nice. 0 should be over.
Let's check it out. Let's see what this guy looks like just spinning. That's a chunk. Look at that
It's a
chunk.
chunk. It's a chunk. Doing chunky things. What else came with the Kerbeus? Wind Kerbeus.
Wind Kerbeus, 0 Karma Atomic.
Karma.
Spryzen, we've got some Spryzens up in here. Definitely. You're looking for a Karma metal?
No, I got Karma. I
Oh,
was just looking
okay.
for Atomic.
Oh. What color is it?
Black with a red ball on the bottom. Came with Valkyrie.
This one?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so we got this chonky boy on shot.
With this white boy.
Wide, windy Kerbeus.
3, 2, 1. So wind is gonna be very low. This atomic wind combo is gonna be very low, and the chonky shot, it's gonna go underneath it, and it's gonna scrape against the bottom of this Gatling, and is really gonna mess it up.
That Beyblade guy. We've got someone else asking
all
why
over the place.
Karma and not Giga.
I don't know. That would have to be to the person that made the question,
that's what I
or
asked. Yeah.
made the combo there.
His
so.
name is that Beyblade guy over on TikTok, so I have asked the question.
So yeah, Karma's an interesting choice here, especially in a right spin combination. 3, 2, 1, go! That was my bad. I tend to only use Karma on left spins, and only if I'm really desperate for a weight disc in a mode that requires you to
So why is it lighter?
Parts. It just has a weird shape and design and doesn't really synergize well. 3, 2, 1, go! Ooh, those hits. That's what the shot driver wants, is to do those hits, but if those hits don't result in a flip out or a knockout, flip out is when you flip them over.
Yeah.
You're unlikely to be able to take much.
Yeah, so that's what he said. I fear my Bey will do bad since it's bad against same spin defensive types.
Alright, so he wants to try it against something a little bit more aggressive. Let's see how it handles this guy.
In my opinion, Karma gives it good stamina more than Giga.
3, 2, 1. I feel like you. Oh,
there we go. There goes the shot. Ooh, he's trying to knock me out.
Shot just doesn't have enough weight in it to be very effective.
Which is too bad because it's a really cool
concept.
mechanic. Yeah. But maybe I can out-stamina you. Oh, that looked like a tie. I'm calling it.
Just calling it a tie.
I'll reset my burst stoppers.
3, 2, 1.
Probably LED opposite spin.
What? Yeah, LED is life after death.
Oh, yes. Do we have a Doom Sizer? He's not part of Takara.
Doom Sizer was the newest one we have is Hollow. We do have Hollow Doom Sizers somewhere around there. What kind of Hollow Doom Sizer combo are we looking at?
Oh, you just asked if we have it.
Oh.
I like Doom Sizers, so we do have them, but they are not currently competitive in the meta.
No, Hollow Doom Sizer wasn't even competitive in its own generation. It unfortunately had very weak design.
Which is too bad because I really like the scythe. It's a good time.
One came out with Burst, because it came in the... Or it wasn't a Doom Sizer, but it was a Hollow.
Guilty Belial, Karma, Quake Dash.
There it is.
Rage Helios, 2-3A. I don't know what 3A is.
So 3A is one of the parts for Sparking Generation. This one is 1B.
Okay.
Where's my 3A?
He's looking through the sparking bag. Bag of Beyblades.
That's 2A. 3A?
3A.
Was there a 3A?
I don't know. We might not have 3A.
We might not have 3A.
Braden asked for a Rage
1A.
Helios 2 3A. So we may not have that one. We don't have all of the sparking Beyblades.
We didn't really collect during Sparking. No, we don't got it. We're not doing any of the Sparking stuff. It's too much of a pain for me to go through that day.
Yep.
We are focused on DBBU
Stuff. Excalius? That's... Do we have the Excalius?
Caliber.
Excalius is Pro Series? Right.
Yes.
Okay. Guilty Longinus. Nexus Plus Ash. Metal Extreme. Get that one in there.
That'll lose in this stadium if you're using Metal Extreme.
Yeah, we are playing around with a different stadium now. Because it's fun with the colors and the lights and stuff.
This is like one of the most common combinations. I use this all the time in tournaments. Especially in the other stadium, the standard stadium, it works quite well. Let's make it a little bit better. Just because of the stadium, we're going to go with Quick Dash instead of Extreme Dash. Or instead of Metal Extreme, just because that should be able to handle the stadium floor.
We can do Wind for Beys next, David. After this one. Yeah, I like that shot driver. It's really interesting. It's, you know, maybe not super reliable in competitive, but it is definitely fun to watch those battles.
Alright, so let's do attack on attack. I am going with Excalibur here on Destroy Dash. 3, 2, 1, go!
Wow! I shot him right out of the arena into the Transformers cabinet. Did it break?
No.
Okay. It just came apart all over the place. Some cat hair attached now. Alright.
Oh, just 1 second. Our doggo is not where she's supposed to be.
She might be napping.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She's napping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hello, Phantom. Welcome. Welcome. Definitely a loose cannon mark. This time, way less intense. Less intense.
Ooh. 3, 2, 1, go!
Locked myself right out there.
3, 2, 1, go!
Come on, guilty? Get in.
Right, I don't know what this Destroy is doing here. It's not acting how it's supposed to. Might be dirty.
Time.
Get easily creamed there by the Guilty. Quick Dash works better on this stadium than Extreme Dash, which is why I put this thing on Quick Dash. Extreme Dash is just a little bit too sticky, and the size of the stadium, it's going to get popped up and then not be able to perform particularly well.
Wind
for
Beys.
Beys. Got it.
Yeah. He won it versus the Rage Helios.
We're not building Rage Helios.
Oh, okay. Just not on that base.
3, 2, 1, go!
Knock the lights out. We'll go. You're messing up the battle.
Messing up the battle.
Bye, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. All right.
That was the wind winning.
That was the wind winning. Let's fix the lights. Let's fix the lights. Redo. That doesn't count.
Doesn't count?
No. You were moving the stadium. It's total interference. It's not the most reliable little cord, hey? What is the most fun driver, do you think? I mean, that shot one was pretty entertaining.
Shot's pretty fun.
We do not have any metal Beyblades, David. We did not play during that series, so have not collected. Alright, here's your wind.
Most fun drivers are Explosion, Shot. I like Quattro. If mine worked, it'd be nice. 3, 2, 1, go! Don't do that.
Redo. Guilties. Burst is better. We do enjoy Burst. It is fun to just watch all of the explosions.
We played a little bit of Metal in a tournament a couple weeks ago. 3, 2, 1. Where we borrowed playing it, but I just don't like it as much.
I can't tell them apart. They all look the same.
They all look the same. The parts aren't that interesting looking.
I don't know. People that love it, love it.
Oh, but
that
I
was,
pop back.
No, come on, that wasn't.
Pop back in. Pop back in.
Alright, well, now you're going to burn yourself out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crunched.
Nice. Master Spriggan Wheel Zone plus Z.
To master again that sparking, we're not doing sparking gen stuff.
We don't have our sparking gen stuff easily accessible, so.
We only have a couple of them. We don't have very much of sparking because we weren't doing it then. We mostly got in during the Dynamite Battle Burst Ultimate into Takara parts.
Alright, Mark's got one.
Okay, Mark.
Quattro dash. Oh no, he's listing the best. Best bases.
Best bases.
Quattro dash, shot, all might, explosion, high extend plus dash,
You like
high
All Might?
wave dash. What is high wave dash?
High Wave Dash is the purple base that came with. This is High Wave Dash.
Oh, okay. We just don't play with that one very often.
It's just wave, but it's high and it's dashy.
High wave dashy.
Right.
Let's swap this guy.
With that, all
Yeah.
right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Spin direction stamina battle.
None of our spring wrenches have broke before. I think we're pretty careful trying to make sure that you hold this loosely when you pull. You can't see the battle now because my hand's in the way. Let's finish that.
Easy win.
If you hold this pretty loosely, when you pull, it should release. Now, if you are holding onto it tightly and pulling, then yes, you would be slamming against that middle mechanism a lot. So I could see it breaking. And we do know people that have broken spring wrenches.
Plenty of people who have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly people that pull way too hard. Pulling as hard as you possibly can very rarely will win you a game, and mostly is just going to lose your stability and control. 3, 2, 1.
Harrow has another request. Gatling Dragon Nexus Plus X Destroy Dash 10. Nexus Plus S fixed, so not free spinning.
Not free spinning?
Yep.
Another easy win there. So that's High Wave Dash, just crushing it.
I like the chain. Tick, 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 ticks.
Gatling is such a pain.
Gatling is a pain. I'll rip some Beyblades while you're unassembling that one. Just
Put that in, put that in. Go. So with Gatling Dragon, what?
Gatling Dragon Nexus Plus S Destroy Dash.
Oh, we need Dragon from that.
Oh. Which one? That one?
Nexus Plus S is over there.
That's. Oh, it's already. And that one is spinning. How do you make it stay?
Take it off, flip it over, and put it back.
Oh,
on.
okay.
10. There should be loads of 10s around. There is. Nexus Plus S Destroy Dash, hey?
Destroy Dash.
What would we fight with this? So this is going to be a chunky, very wide attack type that tries to resist with a little bit of stamina at the end. I would probably just fight it with this. Try it out. What do you want?
I'll take this guy.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. We have struggled to get Gatling to do anything effective. We've tried combo after combo with it, and it just hasn't been able to do anything. It's too big and chunky to handle stamina well. It loses itself out in the stamina matches. And then we found, although it's big and chunky, it's not heavy.
Yes, it's quite light for what it looks like it should be.
3, 2, 1. So we're like, in its generation, Command Dragon or Imperial Dragon was very heavy and chunky.
Yeah.
It was dominant. In this, it's big, but it just doesn't have the heft to it to get the wins, and it can't compare to the other attack combos that are prominent in this generation. So that's why we don't really use this combo in pretty much anything. Just that layer was a little bit of a letdown for me. But let's try to get something that isn't very strong against it, so...
Do defense battles last longer than stamina?
No.
Defense are just more likely to resist attack types.
They move around a bit for dodging attacks, and then they have braking mechanisms on them, so they have little grooves and whatnot around the outside, so when they tilt over, the brake touches the stadium floor and stops them from moving. This resists attack types, but it does scrape against the stadium floor and lose quite a bit of stamina. 3, 2, 1, go! This is a much smaller bay that this Gatling might be able to shove around, which is rare, this one would be strong,
Should we swap
but
the
I
arena?
am managing to stay up. We could probably swap the arena.
Yeah.
Managing to stay up on the upper edge meant that I avoided a heck of a lot of that. And I should win that just because the attack-based driver just can't stand up to the stamina. So let's swap that out for a smaller stadium and see if Gatling there can handle it. 3, 2, 1, go! As it kills itself. Ooh, that hurt. Hurt my hand.
What is your favorite Beyblade? I should be able to answer that for you.
You should be
by
able to
now.
answer that for me. 3, 2, 1, My favorite Beyblade of all time is the Bronzer V2 from Plastic Generation. My favorite current Beyblade, I like Greatest Raphael. My favorite tournament Beyblade is my World Spraygun on Metal Drift. In tournaments, you can change its spin direction. It just absolutely does it. Yeah, so this is Gatling just constantly failing. This is not a particularly strong combo, and it just even can't take that out because...
Which is too bad. It's a cool looking Beyblade. The top
cool.
layer is just not heavy enough to do what the Beyblade, I think, is intended to do.
And especially on Dragon, when you hit here, look how much resistance you're getting. Almost none, right? So when it hits, this twists and does no damage.
Yeah.
So you need to take Dragon off to get this to actually be able to do damage. Because you need it to hit and that to be a solid hit, where this is just sliding off and then losing stamina.
We've got two more combos.
Sure.
Vanish, Kerbeus?
Vanish, Kerbeus is not a thing.
No, maybe he means, he said Fafnish, so maybe he means
Fafnir? Yeah,
Fafnir?
could be Fafnir.
Zero, Giga Atomic. Ray Ray says, Guilty Helios, RR mode, Giga number 2.
Okay, what was that one? What Helios?
Guilty.
Guilty Helios. Okay, so...
Guilty?
Grab the Guilty. Here's the Helios. Start building that combo. This
Got it.
one was Fafnir.
Said 2. What armor is this one?
That's 2.
That's 2.
Yeah. Vanish Fafnir on what?
Giga Atomic.
Giga Atomic. Yeah, that's a solid defense stamina type, focusing more on defense than on stamina.
And he says he meant Longinus, not Kerbeus.
Longinus. Okay, not Fafnir.
Not Fafnir.
Okay. Longinus. So a red Vanish Longinus here. We do have the A4 mold for both of our Vanishes. If you know anything about Vanish, there is a mold designation on it. You find one of the corners and there will be an A something, some kind of letter. A4 is the most reliable, as all of the testers have tested.
King Longinus is very different than Guilty Helios. Come on. Nope. This is what you get. You said Guilty Helios. That's what I'm doing. Giga never 2. Give it.
Giga never 2?
Yep. He said, wait, I meant King Longinus. We're already using a Longinus right now, so...
I could do another Longinus, but let's try this.
Let's try this. Let's see it.
Let's try this.
Let's see it.
So this is going to be a super defensive left spinner versus a spin-stealing heavy stamina type. These are both stamina type combinations. 3, 2, 1. Same spin direction though. Oh, wow. Drenched myself. Your combo in this particular situation would be more stamina focused, where my combination would be more defense focused. That should go in your favor. 3, 2, 1, go! Especially since this atomic seems to be just knocking itself out.
Just knocking, going right out of the arena.
3, 2, 1, go! So you don't have any of your spin steal potential on that never, because we are the same spin direction, both in both left spin. I don't know where this is gonna go. This is a mystery to me. No, it's going to the Vanish.
So Haru said the idea is to absorb with the layer, attack with the Nexus Plus S with Volcanic's Height. It's a BU version of a Metal Saga blade.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was for the last set. Do you want to mix it up?
Sure. What was the one that he actually wanted?
King Helios.
King Helios.
No, sorry, King Longinus.
King Longinus.
With Giga number 2.
Giga.
That goofy driver. Judgment Diabol's Sting. Jolt Dash. I don't know what Sting is.
Judgment is not in this generation. Again, we are just doing stuff in the DB generation.
What's the new...
Judgment is like Pro Series.
No, I was thinking, what's the new purple layer that we just got?
Barricade?
Barricade. For some reason, that's where my brain was going. Yeah, okay, let's make this King. Helios. King Longinus.
Longinus. I need to find the blue Longinus. It's probably in a guilty. Yep.
Sorry, throwing things.
So 2 is an interesting choice on this as a weight disc because 2 puts the weight here and here, which is not actually where you want the weight disc on, or the weight distributed on this particular layer. You're putting it in the kind of the most weird spots weight-wise.
But those are kind of where the like swordy, pokey things are.
But these are the actual like gimmick parts.
Where the heavy metal
Where the heavy metal and the rubber.
Yep.
So distributing the weight in the other corners evens out the weight distribution.
This is a left spinning Beyblade.
That is a left spinning Beyblade.
I need to spot my launchers.
I'm going to try it against this Chain Knight. We're seeing the Chain Knight working quite well here with the high wave dash. 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
I got popped right out. You can see that counter attacks there with the rubber section do some really good work. 3, 2, 1, go! Moment dash. Oh, that's first priority though, so first wins. Oh, I'm not on moment dash, I'm on wave dash. Or high wave dash, that's why things are working a little bit weirder than I expected.
Sorry, so the knockout happened before the burst, so I won.
No.
Why?
You hit me, you burst as you knocked me out.
No.
Burst priority, burst wins.
Fine. But you said burst wins. You mean burst
Yeah,
loses.
I mean, it was a burst victory
Yeah,
for me.
okay.
3, 2, 1, go! This is what I meant to fight it against on moment dash. Be able to get some nice chunks.
Just building a counter.
3, 2, 1. The title is building your Beyblade combinations and then beating them.
Ah, fair.
So the intention is to build non-standard combinations. What I'm doing is I'm building responses to your Beyblades that aren't the standard kind of Beyblades that you would see in tournament play to get you some different ideas on what kind of combos can actually end up working. Tournament play is too dominated by the top 5, 6 combos.
Yeah.
But that doesn't actually mean that those are necessarily the best. Our tournament tends to have a few more extra additions into it. Nice. So that's taking the wins there. Let's see how this combination that you're running there stands up against a left spin.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
We're just using BU and DB bays at the moment because that is what we kind of have out and available and don't have to search for. So if you have a combo that you'd like us to test, it needs to be of those series.
We have a couple of extra drivers available because most of our drivers are in the bins here, but the layers themselves for sparking and other generations are packed away. 3, 2, 1. Wow, these things are just killing themselves. I don't feel like the battle is actually between each other. I think it's between who can keep themselves in the stadium. 3, 2, 1. It's not working there.
That Atomic is having some...
The Atomic is definitely struggling. If we were to switch Atomic here over to our Moment Dash and try that again. Atomic and Moment Dash have pretty much a similar goal, but Moment Dash has the cage around the outside that makes it hold a little bit more defense. 3, 2, 1, go! Just sending itself right out.
Ow! Whew.
So with what I'm seeing here, this would be a risky combination to use. 3, 2, 1. Just because you don't actually have control of yourself, and you're sending yourself out of the arena, unlikely to actually win. This could work in opposite spin battles because you can launch a lot lighter in that, but in same spin direction battles, this combo is just killing itself and would be too risky to use in play.
Burst, Spriggan, 0 armor, Moon, Zone Dash plus Z. I haven't played around with burst a whole ton, I don't think. Yes, that bay is definitely scared of your combo. It is walking itself right out of the
It
arena.
would much rather not fight at all than fight your combo. Much scar. Maybe we should turn this into legacy battles. Whoever wins just gets to keep their combo in play, and
Right.
then other people have to respond with combos that can beat it. So I'm doing Burst Spriggan what?
Burst, Spriggan, 0 armor, moon, zone, dash, plus Z.
Okay, so that's a super good combo. This combination is all about fighting in opposite spin battles. If you're using Zone Dash plus Z, you are limiting yourself in your ability to handle same spin direction battles, and you are highly investing in your ability to handle opposite spin. When you're using the Spriggan core, that allows you to change your spin direction so you can react to the spin direction of your opponent, assuming that the tournament that you're in allows that. Most World Beyblade Organization tournaments do not, but other tournament formats do. I much prefer ones that do because I feel that it heavily nerfs designs that can change spin direction if you tell them that they cannot.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't like that ruling, but I understand why it's there. It's handling of time and the amount of frustrations that come with judging long duration stamina battles. What was the armor? Or what was the weight disc? I keep... Burst Spriggan, 0.
Armor, moon, zone, dash, plus Z.
Moon. There we go. Yeah, I like this combo. This is very close to a combo that I use. That's still going. Solid. Very close to a combo I use. I would go with World Spriggan instead from Sparking Generation just because it has a little bit more of the reliable stamina. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Look how lightly I can punch this. I barely even pulled, but I will win this fight.
Where did you get that from? Which one do you mean? KJ Bivens?
Where did we get what from?
One of these Beyblades? One of the fancy launchers?
The tubs? The sticky thing?
Probably not the sticky thing. You got a
So,
little bit more rotation
That
there.
is what this combination is all about, is a little bit of rotation at the very end. But you saw how slightly I launched this. Like, watch. 3, 2, 1, go! I barely even pull. My Beyblade looks like it's going to lose the whole time. You do not need to pull hard with this combination. Actually, you're encouraged not to pull hard. This will make you more resistant to attack types, as well as make sure that you can handle stealing a huge amount of spin from people that pull too hard to fight you, but it only works if you're fighting opposite spin.
Pretty much all of our Beyblades we have got in from Mall of Toys, Beys and Bricks, or Beyblade Premier websites.
Yeah, everything from our Japanese products
There
come
it
from
just,
that.
just keeps going. That's a good one over there, Phantom.
And you can see it. Let's try it against this one.
That's a Cyclone?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Yeah. Swapping my launchers.
so what I have to do, because I see that I'm fighting a right spinner, I have to change spin direction, switching myself to the opposite spin direction. Gotta switch my core. Little trick, if you don't have your swapping mechanism, is you can use an armor, go into the middle, and put a little bit of pressure in a rotation, and it will allow you to change spin direction without needing the fancy tool.
I think we can try that Dynamite Belial next there, Braden.
Sure. Now I am left spin, she is right spin. We saw this thing beat several things in stamina battles.
So, because we're opposite spin, we want
can
to
pull
launch
quite
later?
lightly, yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, shoot! If you're in opposite spin battles, the how hard you pull doesn't really matter, and doing it lighter just makes sure the match happens faster. The spin equalization is going to happen no matter what, so you don't need to worry about it. Assuming one of the two bays in the battle has rubber. If neither bay has rubber, the spin equalization doesn't happen nearly as much, and you should pull a little bit harder. Ooh, tie. So that's what these things are going to do, is that they're going to tie out matches. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
Oh, sorry, missed launch.
I specifically built this Cyclone combo to actually handle opponents that have rubber. 3, 2, 1, shoot! Surprising people with Cyclone actually throws them off their game. They come into a tournament, they think they're fighting a Cyclone, they think that'll be easy, and then you crush their rubber-based stamina opposite spinner because Cyclone actually is quite good at fighting that. I noticed that when I got the customized set, that the Cyclone that came with that, the Burst Spriggan customized set, the Cyclone worked quite well against the rubber on the Astral.
Storm, we can get Astral Hello Kitty up next as well.
Sure. This one takes it just a little tiny bit. So that was Astral Hello Kitty.
Astral Hello Kitty over Quattro Zero versus Dynamite Belial Nexus Venture 2.
With no gears on that Dynamite?
Brayden, you want gears on that Dynamite Belial? Yellow all the way. Yeah, that Cyclone is pretty cool. No gears. Alright.
No gears, Dynamite Belial.
Keeping him light and fast.
Where did that Belial I just have go? There it is. Dynamite. Oh, this is Devil. This is Dynamite. Practically the same, but not the same enough. Here it is. Dynamite Belial 2. Weight disc and driver.
Nexus Venture.
Regular Nexus and Venture. This is just standard stock Belial.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is the first Belial.
The very first. Alright, let's do it up.
So this is just stock combination. It is a muted attack type that struggles to be particularly effective at anything, which is why it had to have the gears.
What you looking for?
Nexus.
Nexus. Like, we should have a million Nexuses.
Right? They might all be behind you in those tubs. Nexus.
Thank you.
And then what was the other one? Kitty, Zero, Quattro.
Quattro-0. Over. Mark says this combo cannot end well.
That combo definitely cannot. We won't use Quattro Dash, we'll use Quattro Regular because our Quattro Dash has a failure in it. I just don't want to buy a whole nother customized set, it's so expensive.
You should be able to buy the one piece from somebody.
It is a dark red, very dark red base.
This one.
No, closer that color of red, but it's a Quattro. Might be in the tub behind you, which is why that's Quattro Dash.
That's the Quattro Dash. Okay. This guy.
Quattro. Okay. What base are we using this Astral Kitty on? Metal Ball? Metal Cone?
Astral Hello Kitty over Quattro-0.
Yeah, so Quattro has four modes. Which mode do you want it on? Do you want it on the ball, the flat rubber, the cone, or the balance?
Quattro has lots of options.
It has four. Hence its name.
I should have
I would
said
put
yes
it on
to
the
gears,
ball.
says Brickton.
Should have said yes to gears. Definitely should have. All
Put
right.
it on the ball for now.
We'll put it on the ball for now.
Balance type, Storm says.
Oh, balance type. All right. Swapping that over to the balance. So the balance type is rubber on the outside, plastic in the middle. It works as both the attack stamina type.
We'll give this one a try as
This one is going to work kind of similar to Judgment Joker. 3, 2, 1, go! For nice ways to easily pop enemies out, it's using the rubber on it as an attack potential, but it's keeping enough stamina to be able to handle other stamina or other attack combinations. 3, 2, 1. It has that nice attack capabilities.
So the gears definitely add some weight, right?
Yep.
A little bit of different
So if we were to add this as the armor, so take it apart, switch it to high mode, and put that on.
Okay, so I need to take this thing out and swap this around.
Except instead of that, put this.
Oh. On top like that?
Yep.
And then this guy pops in underneath.
And then I need a Nexus
This
for
one?
that combination, and an S gear. There it is.
So this will change up the look of the top layer if we're putting it into high mode.
So this is going to be taller. We're upping the weight. We're doing a combination that isn't often used with this. This is going to be an S gear in static position that does not spin. High, and then it'll have the venture there.
So why?
So this is going to put upward weight distribution, outward weight distribution, heavier weight. It's going to be heavier, and it's going to try and knock this thing out.
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, shoot!
Yeah.
Like that. High mode doesn't get enough use in my opinion, but I understand why. Again, it loses out on stamina in a lot of situations.
And stamina is kind of king.
And
in
stamina
the
is
meta
king right now.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, shoot! But if you pop yourself right into the side like that, I'll easily knock you out. Always being able to control where you're landing your Beyblade is important. You should be paying attention to that and controlling your Beyblade appropriately. 3, 2, 1, shoot! You can do that.
Like that.
This combination is quite heavy. It counters other attack style combinations because their attack types come into this section, get caught up in between your gear and your section, and your higher weight due to the L gear here then causes a huge counter attack that throws your opponent out of the arena. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
Storm, your brother retired from Beyblade. Does that mean you don't have anybody to play with anymore?
Well, Storm says he has 2 friends that he plays with. They're,
Oh, perfect.
it's like Team Myth, right, Storm?
So yeah, it's cool. You know, it's just a couple of little changes, and the combo is way more viable than it was before.
So we'll come up to the last couple of seconds now. The outward weight distribution there on it. Oh, Kitty ends up taking it.
Just barely.
Just barely. 3, 2, 1, shoot! And
to use high wave dash when using imperfect gear combos.
So that's like this. Instead of using venture, he's saying use high wave dash. This is going to be really tall. Where's my purple high wave dash?
This one that you were just...
Yes.
Alright, you play with that one this time. I'll take the kitty.
Sure. Your last one.
Show how tall it is.
So with high wave dash in high mode going on there, that is going to be like look at the difference in height.
Cheeseburger.
It's like a half an inch taller.
That's the point, says Mark. Real tall.
3, 2, 1. So he's going right in between those sections. That'll cause huge counterattacks. The problem with this is that if it doesn't get a win off of those counterattacks, it doesn't, I think, have the stamina to win that. But maybe we'll see. We'll see. Got you on quite the tilt.
We got like a David and the Goliath thing going on here. Oh, that looked like a tie to me.
That looked like a tie. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
Go, Kitty, go!
And Kitty went. Went way over there. So yeah, although some capabilities, it is not reliable again, and reliability is kind of what you want to go for when building combinations, but a fun time. So we got 10 minutes left, so we'll just do a couple more combos.
Prominence Kerbeus, 0 Giga Atomic?
It's very something very similar to what we started with, an earlier request.
Sorry, Nastia, we are not doing any Beyblade giveaways right now.
Our next Beyblade giveaway will be happening when the next generation of parts goes out and we get access to some of those.
Yeah, end of March.
End of March will be the announcement. July, I think, is when they become available.
Oh, okay, it's going to be that long, hey?
What was Prominence's armor?
Prominence Kerbeus, 0.
0, okay. And then what?
Giga Atomic.
Giga Atomic. We just need a 0. Should be here. Yes. Okay. What else? Another combo.
One more.
now, I'll respond to this thing with my combination. Find me my Metal Drift, purple base. I think it's behind you. Oh no, it's here.
Got it.
Okay. I'm going to respond to that combination here with my World Spriggan. World Spriggan Moon Metal Drift. So Prominence, again, we talked about earlier, but it is really good against opposite spin battlers. This is an opposite spin battler, but it is an opposite battler that is built to be good against opposite spin battlers. 3, 2, 1, shoot! In our recent Texas Circuit tournament, this combination fought a combination very similar to this Prominence and won the tournament. It also quite easily beats Dynamite plus F on Bearing Drift, which is a very common tournament pick. So I almost always have this World Spriggan in my decks in deck format, just because I know Dynamite plus F and Prominence are two very common combinations, and so having that to be able to respond to in deck format is really good. And that was a nice easy win.
Queenie, Guilty Longinus, Nexus plus D, Exceed Dash plus D.
Guilty Longinus, Nexus plus S, Exceed Dash.
So Nexus plus D.
Oh, plus D. Sure. Next.
Oh no, that doesn't work well. That Atomic, I don't know. Not a fan of it in this arena. Looking for a D here?
We're guilty.
Oh.
Where did they go? Oh, there's one. Guilty Longinus, what was the armor?
Nexus.
That's the way it is.
Plus D. Exceed Dash plus Z. No, wait. Oh, or whatever you want.
Alright, so 2.
Hi, David. Thanks for stopping by.
And I'll go 10 because it's right here and I don't want to search for a 2 and waste time. So we're going to put that on 10. 10 works pretty well compared to, or similar to 2.
We're going to do a Guilty Longinus.
We need a D gear. It is the blue circle.
The little one? The little tiny one?
No, not little. No, for the Nexus. It goes on Nexus.
Oh.
But the blue one instead of the red one.
Yeah. It's not in these pockets. Oh, yes, it is. I got it. It's just stuck. Okay.
And then Exceed Dash?
Dash.
Okay, so we got M plus Z, right?
Yes.
We got that going on one of our combos. One of our Exceed Dashes has a Z on it. I use that quite a bit. There it is.
Snapped in here.
The reason to use Exceed Dash plus Z is that the plus Z attachment gives you some of that life after death and stamina, good for fighting opposite spin stamina types. Exceed Dash is excellent at gripping the stadium floor.
Get that all put together there. There we go.
Alright, this will be our last combos. We'll
It
do
is
a couple of
a
battles.
lot of parts. You're right, Myth.
3, 2, 1. Armor off. On the floor. So this is where a defense type was working quite well, but did not take it.
Tied it up. So I need a heavier hit earlier on, trying to knock you out of the arena.
Because this is an opposite spin battle, I don't have to launch particularly hard to win. 3, 2, 1, shoot. And the harder I launch, the more likely she has the potential to knock me out. But even if I launch soft, that can happen because attack types.
Does attack types do things? Yep. Quine? How do you pronounce that? Says
3,
this
2,
is
1.
his best combo. And
That's your best combo?
If you can get that attack pattern off right, it's a good time.
3, 2, 1, shoot.
Nice.
Right? So that's what it's really good at, is the double boop knockout and then it still has the stamina to fight other attack types. I tend to try and go more towards stamina when I'm building attack types, so I do stuff similar to this. 3, 2, 1, shoot! Because it still has the aggression to beat the stamina types, but it has the stamina to beat other attack types, which is the most common thing that you run into if you end up picking an attack type in Dexa-style formats.
Alright.
Cool, guys. That was the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out and chatting with us. We are Still Games. We run several YouTube channels, but one of them and our biggest one is Beyblade, and we do competitive Beyblade combinations, letting people know how to enter that scene and talk about all of the science and engineering behind Beyblade. If you're interested, please check us out.
Yeah, and we are logging off, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming.